Okay.
It's loading. Okay, we are live.
Yay. Hello, Kay and Kevin. Hello, Jerry. Hello, anyone watching. This is the final tribal
Hello.
council. So Kay, as final meeting winner, has chosen for Kevin to go first. Give me 1 second to make sure that all the jury can see it. And then you'll be able to begin whenever you are ready.
All right, so we're good.
Yes, they can see it, so you can begin speaking.
All right. Hello, everyone. I'm here. I'm here. I'm very shocked. But anyway, first of all, I just want to take the time before I do start to thank everyone that made this game possible, whether it was Prod, who you guys have been absolutely amazing all season long, whether it's the way you've ran this game or just the care you've put into each and every one of us. You guys really just have gone above and beyond, and I could not be any more grateful for that. Truly, eternally grateful for everything you guys have done. And obviously, we would not be here without that. But also to the players for just making this such a fun game. You know, I feel like this was a really strong cast. I got to meet a lot of new people that I hope I'm able to be friends with long after this game has ended. So I just want to thank each and every one of you. Anyway, let's get into my game. So before we talk about this game, I need to give some background how I've played in other Survivor games, because the way I've played has pretty much been the same in like the last three I've played in, where I start off really strong in the pre-merge, I gain these connections, and then everybody sees it. Everybody sees through it once I swap, and I usually end up going very early in the swap because of it. So I knew coming into this game, I needed to tone that down a bit. I needed to find a way to be a little bit more low-key. So what I did was, during the one world phase, I took advantage of the connections that I already did have. There were quite a few people in this game that I knew from other games, and in no way were they pre-existing connections, but these were just people that I had known and that I had played with before, a lot of which I've wanted to get to play with but didn't really get the opportunity, like Andrew and Hearn, and my partner Gray, you know, in the first half of the game. Obviously Mike was a big one. The big one for me was Jacob. We had played several games together, and I really wanted us to try to work something out here, and that was definitely like a big that was definitely like a big thing for me in this game. I really wanted to try to work with him. So that was a big point of contention, something that I really wanted to do. But then I also took advantage of the people that I didn't know as well, like Lane and other people like that. Especially, you know, people like Lane and Casey. Those were two especially. We'll come back to Casey in a little bit. But from that point forward, you know, I ended up getting put into an alliance that was called Gen 6. It started off just being me, Gray, Mike's partner Lake, Jacob, and Jacob's partner Lexi. It was not necessarily a successful alliance, but it really did set the tone, because for the rest of the season, I was always in an alliance. There was never a point where I wasn't in this game, and I think it's because of how well I was able to integrate myself socially. I will say the pre-merge was a bit of a rocky road, just because of a lot of people that I felt good with in the game ended up going, but it didn't necessarily impact my game, just because while I was put in a very sticky situation, I realized that if I vote out Mike, you know, that's actually going to put me in a really good spot. And I do think that once I voted out Mike, it just turned my entire game around from there, because at that point, you know, Mike was someone that I was being pinned against, and I knew that the second that I got him out, I could really just kind of play my own game. And that's exactly what I did. Once the merge phase started, I got in with Casey, who I had connected with in the one world, mainly just like about our jobs and whatnot and how much we hated them. But we took advantage of that, and we kind of ran the entire merge together up until she left. Almost every single decision we made together, it was a group effort. So I worked very closely with her, but I also worked very closely with Lakin as well. This was someone else that after Casey had left, one of the big reasons that I felt okay with her leaving is because I felt so good with Lakin in the game. So I took advantage of that. We got really close in the game, and so I worked very closely with her. But then I also had Jacob, and he was someone else that, you know, was in my corner. And like I said, I had already developed connections with him in the pre-merge, and that really did work wonders for me because he really did want to work closely with me in this game. And flash forward to the final 6, suddenly everyone just wants to go to the final 2 with me. And that was like, holy shit. Like, I would have never expected that to happen. That was not at all something that was in the realm of possibility for me, but that's exactly what happened. And I think it's because of how well I think that's because of how well I was able to integrate myself socially and strategically, my social and strategic maneuverability. I will admit I wasn't great physically in this game. I didn't win many immunities or things like that, but I think I really did make up for that when it comes to my social and strategic maneuverability within the game. I think that in conjunction with the connections that I formed throughout the game, that ultimately got me to the spot I am. But that's really all I have to say for now. I am more than open to listen to all of your questions and answer them to the best of my ability. And hopefully through doing that, I can convince you guys to give me that give me that big Pokeball with a nice 250 at the end. I would really, really appreciate that.
Okay, thank you, Kevin. Casey, the floor. Kay, not Casey. Oh my God, I'm sorry. Kay, the floor is yours.
Okay.
Casey, I was like...
Okay, I'd like to start off also thanking Prod and the entire cast. Okay, good evening, jury. How about that right in? I'll keep this short and sweet because I know everyone has questions and we only have 7 minutes. I went out second after a tied vote. I battled my way back into the game and I secured myself in the tight alliance with Casey and Lakin and Trevor, my partner in crime. Trevor and I worked very exclusively together with finding the pieces to the idol that will come into play later on. Navigating through the first few votes was fairly easy. I played the I'm butthurt card and wanted to vote everyone out that voted me out. I offered up to be the free vote when we got down to the wire after I'd voted everybody else that had voted me out. That kept me safe until I needed to flip. I made the decision to give a piece of my idol to Lakin, so to her. Shortly after that, I spoke with Andrew and Trevor about Casey and Lakin running the entire game. I said that they needed to be voted out or they would win the game. In doing so, I took the attention off of my battle back win. Unfortunately for Trevor, he was pegged as the culprit for trying to get Casey out, when in actuality, I had initiated the plan when I went to Andrew that morning. I was upfront with questions about my vote. I also went out of my way to tell people where the vote was going to prove my trustworthiness to the ones I needed to. I didn't need to win immunities into the last one, which I did, securing my spot in the final 2 and taking out the last major threat in the game, who had won 3 immunities back to back. I outwitted by hiding my threat level. I outplayed by winning the battle back and the final immunity when needed to, and I outlasted everyone I needed to. I'm open for all questions. Thank you.
All right. Well, that's over. Well, we got that over and done with.
Thank you. Okay. I'm going to bring in our first speaker tonight.
And now we wait. Where's Lakin singing the Jeopardy theme when you need her?
Is on.
Hi, Peyton.
Hi.
Peyton.
How are you guys?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. It's good to see you.
Okay. Do I just start going, or Nick, or no?
Yes, you're free to go. You have 7 minutes.
Okay. Anyways, hi. So
Hi.
I'm going to start off by saying, and this is not a diss to you guys at all. Like, don't take it like offensively or anything. But me personally, out of the whole jury, knows the absolute least about both of you. So I didn't really talk Kay with you all. Kevin, we really didn't speak that much either. So right now, literally speeches and questions is literally the one thing I'm basing my vote on, because I don't even know what I don't know. And it's not a diss to you guys, because I know communication's a two-way street. So with me personally, I don't need you guys to like cater any of your questions to me specifically, because I just feel like that would kind of get me not to vote for you. I'm just a very much I did this because of this, and I don't care if you fucked people over or not. Like, I'm gonna vote for whoever has the best questions. But anyway, so I'm just literally gonna give you guys literally just a few more minutes to talk, I guess, and just like maybe highlight some things that maybe not a lot of people know that you did. Because I know sometimes under the radar players are kind of not looked at or anything, but so I feel like you kind of both are kind of a little bit under the radar. So this is a great time to like highlight some of the things you did, like maybe not everyone knows about. So like, Kay, you can go first.
I'll go. Yeah. Okay. I'll go first. When I realized that I was voted out second and I had to win my way back in, I realized that I was a huge threat and I needed to tone that shit down. So I did. I toned it way down, and I told Trevor, I said, I'm with you 100%. So whatever me and Trevor did, everybody individually, and had the same plan going on. I hooked up with Casey and Lakin knowing they were very strong in their social game, and they were the front runners to block me from getting voted out, and that's exactly what I did. Because I used Lakin and Casey as a shield, and I used my duo partner as a shield. Unfortunately, he left, but and I won the last immunity to get here. Otherwise, I wasn't going to be here. So that's my thing.
So just like based off that, I do have a question.
Yes.
So do you don't think you could have beaten Casey?
I think I could have beaten Casey just for her jury management skills alone.
Perfect.
Everybody I had talked to, she had lied. Everyone knew she was lying. It was just a matter of getting her out, and we succeeded in doing that.
Perfect. Okay. Kind of.
Some of the things that I did that I don't think people recognize is that there was a lot of information that was in fact presented to me, and it's information that I could have done something with at the final 5, for example. Kay, when you're talking about Lakin's idol and things like that and it not being real, I knew it was real because she had told me 2 rounds ago that she had it, because she said that I was her number 1. I was someone that she was really good with at that point, and she was very open and transparent with me about things. Casey would get on and tell me a lot of things about her game, but through both of them, there were many things that I was leaving out. I didn't tell them how good I was with Jacob and that I had trio of champions with him and Mike since the beginning, and that's why we had such a good bond. I didn't tell people about, say, my relationships, with other people in the game. Like, for example, Uspain, I didn't tell people about our first conversation that we had. And this is not me trying to pander to you. This is just me saying that I did not tell people about that. I didn't tell people that, like, I had a potential final 2 with Trevor known as Jersey Boys. I didn't tell people about that. So I think that's something that helped me very well in the game. And a lot of games I've played, there are many instances where I've gone on calls and I just tell people everything. I'm like, oh, well, I talked to this person. I just got done talking to this person. I really tried to not do that in that game. I refrained from doing that here because I knew that it would really hurt me. And I think that's why I was in such a good position when it came to the merge, because people just trusted me with information. Trust was a big factor in this entire game for me. And I think the trust that I was able to build with people got them to trust me. And I think it contributed to me really getting here. And I think one other thing I will say is that a lot of the things that people were saying that Casey was doing, I was also doing. It's just Casey was flashier with it. I agreed, but I would never agree to something that I didn't want to do. Like, she wanted to take out Jacob like really early, for example, and I had to convince her not to do that. In fact, I convinced her to work with Jacob, and suddenly we're in a 4 with him. So yeah, I mean,
I think I'm like running out of time, so I do have just one more thing.
Okay.
No, not meaning to cut you off. That was a great answer, by the way. I'm just gonna ask you both at the same time, just like as a personal standpoint, to see if you guys got anything from me personally. Do either of you know where or what I did for vacation?
I think you went to, was it Hawaii? I think that's what it was. And yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying. Two-way street. And then just like forewarning, I think this story is going to tear you guys apart. I didn't want to do that. Okay. That's why I wanted to go first. Just please, whatever happens, please keep your head high. Own what you guys do. Under the radar games are amazing. So just like stick to your guys' guns. You guys got this, okay?
Thank you, Peyton.
Thank you, Peyton.
Thank you so much, Peyton. So now that Peyton is done, our next juror that is speaking tonight is Jacob. So Jacob, the floor is yours.
Jacob, what's up, my man?
Hi, Jacob.
Drastic disparity between second juror to the last one. Payne was right. I was here. I came early to forewarn you guys that they were going to be worse than I'm going to be. Because I have a question. I came up with it like 5 minutes ago. Because you know my vote. I know my vote. The world knows my vote. I asked a stranger on the street what my vote was, and they knew what my vote was. I'd rather get my ball slammed through a car door than vote for Ken. You guys know. So as far as what my question is going to be, I just want to give my man, the homie, my Chilltown, my duo, I claim it, not you, Casey, my duo, that's the game. I'm going to give this guy an opportunity to boast about your game and how you connected with people from both the OG Cyrus and OG Cynthia, because we were worried at the beginning of the game. We were facing a deficit, 7-4, we were down and out. We were worried that we weren't going to be able to do it. The second we hopped off call and we voted off Andrew, it was just me and you left on that call, talk about how did we possibly achieve this. I want you to be able to speak to the testament. Because you mentioned earlier, I fostered a lot of bonds with people that were influential in keeping my numbers close together. Like you were trying to tell people like, yo, no, we need to work with Jacob. We need to work with this person. We need to work with this person. We need to work with this person. I'm giving you the floor about this opportunity to boast your game because you know you have my vote, and I'm trying to make sure you get more. So go ahead.
Absolutely. Something that I really did take advantage of is that in this game, unlike most Survivor games, there's multiple swaps. And so there are a lot of instances for you to connect with people that you normally wouldn't. And so obviously, you know, with our tribe, we had Gen 6 and I used that, you know, to my advantage when it came to later in the game. But when we ended up swapping, there were two people that I got pretty close with on that tribe. One was just here in Peyton. Our first call was him basically just venting to me about what had happened the previous round and him telling me, you know, that he really wanted to work with me and things like that. And what was unfortunate is that he was getting votes that round and I had to vote for him because he wanted to take Lake out of the game, which, by the way, that was something that I actually was told Lake about. I told Lake that Wes was going for Peyton, and then he, for some reason, decided to tell Peyton about it, and he was framed for it. Since then, you know, with me voting out Peyton, I was like, shit, Peyton's not going to trust me anymore. So I tried to reel him back in there, and, you know, suddenly I'm in El Cuatro with him, and also Trevor, someone else that I got really close with on that tribe. He was someone that I connected with. We both were from Jersey. We kind of bonded over that. And even though I had voted him out, you know, I tried to reassure him, like, I still have you. I only did that because it was the name going around. I didn't know about the gray vote and things like that. So I really tried to like reassure him. And I think by doing that, I was able to get both of them onto my good side. And I think that's something that I did really well with. So when you're talking to me, Jacob, about that tribe, you know, split happening, that was never a worry for me because I knew I was good with like Casey and Trevor and Peyton on one side. And then I had you and like Lakin on the other. So that was not really something that was ever a worry of mine because I knew I was good with those people. I just needed to do what I could to maintain those connections. And I think I was able to do that. And I think it overall got me to this point.
Thank you for that. You know, I just want to make this clear. There's no hard feelings. On my end, I don't know about the 6 people after me. Some people are pretty upset. Some people have, dare I say, I'm trying to go about this as delicately as possible. They're egomaniacs, so don't embarrass them. We split up on call, talking about both of you in very long detail, and so I wanted to give you just an easier question. But now, you guys know, unfortunately, that my vote's pretty much locked in here. So this short moment of time, I need you guys to close your eyes, and I want to give you guys an opportunity to show them how much you interpret them. So I'm going to close your eyes, and this is a raising hand game. I will say the juror's name, and you have to raise your hand if you think you have their jury vote. Raise your hand if you think you got Peyton's vote. All right. Raise your hand if you think you got Fabi's vote. Raise your hand if you think you got Hearn's vote. Raise your hand if you think you got Trevor's vote. Raise your hand if you think you got Casey's vote. Raise your hand if you think you got Andrew's vote. Raise your hand if you think you got Lake's vote. And there's a right answer to this. Raise your hand if you think you got my vote. Okay, good. Someone got that right. All right. So
Yeah, I'm not dumb.
you guys clear. You guys raise your hands for like 5 or 6 people, and one of you guys are going to be wrong for some of them. So best of luck to you guys. Congratulations. I envy the both of you for being in that spot as the person who was closest to being in one of those 2 chairs. As much as I would love to be here, I can relish in the fact that my longevity and my success in this game also helped launch one of my friends. So that I could celebrate, that I could be happy for. Kevin, you better kill it. I told you, you better win. I'm rooting for you. My vote's already locked in. Kill it tonight because you're doing great.
I love you, Jacob. I'm so glad we were able to play together.
Thank you, Jacob. Our next person to speak tonight will be Andrew. So the floor is yours, Andrew.
Hey, Andrew.
y'all.
Hey,
How's
Andrew.
everyone doing?
I'm alive.
Doing all right?
So I am gonna kind of stay on script for what I usually do at Final Tribals, but I do just want to say a couple of things. I try not to grandstand at Final Tribals because that's not my place to do it, because the people that are sitting at the end are the ones that should be grandstanding. And I think that you guys both did very well this season. I know Jacob said that people are going to be, or no, not Jacob. Peyton said that people are going to be bitter. I'm not one of them. I think that if you get to the end of the game, no matter what you did, you deserve to be there. You did exactly what you have to do to get there. You did what we, including myself, couldn't do, and what I'm still trying to do. In my org experience. So, congrats to both of you. I don't think that we could potentially. I don't think we could have a shit winner with either one of you guys winning this game. So, just please, thank you both for doing what you guys had to do to get to the end. Kay, I understood the Hangover reference at the beginning, so way to go. And I do also want to say I love the fact that you mentioned that you played the revenge game, because that's the game that I was trying to play. I know it's kind of a dated thing because of things that have happened, but after being left out of the you-know-who vote, I was very annoyed at not the fact that he left. It was more the fact that I had spent so much time trying to get to know people and, actually working with them that, Kevin, I did not want to vote you out on your birthday. And I kept telling people that. Everyone kept saying, well, the vote's on Kevin, so you have to vote Kevin. I'm like, all right, cool, we'll vote Kevin. Well, they didn't say you have to. I just kept saying, okay, well, whatever. So during my revenge tour, you were really never on my radar not because of I thought you were shit or anything other than the fact that I voted against Kevin. So if Kevin, decides he wants me gone next, okay, cool. Everyone else that I wanted gone, I hope to get to that point. And Kay succeeded in doing that, even if that wasn't really her strategy. The fact that she made it, she made it look like that's what was going on. Perfect. So once again, you guys played great. Blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to get to my questions. I have 2 questions for each of you. I ask the same thing at every Final Tribal Council, so Kevin should know this at this point. Kay, you will be a new learner to this. I'm going to ask you about 2 different cast members, and I just need you to tell me something about them that's not their job where they're from or, something basic like, oh, Andrew's black. So don't do that. So I'll start with Kevin first. Kevin, what is something that you learned about? Let's go with Fabi. What do you know about Fabi?
All right. So Fabi, I know, is obviously in a different time zone. So there's that. He also was going to, I believe, some music festival, like when he was about to be voted out, and he was like really looking forward to it and things like that. And he's also someone that, he's also, yeah. So those are the things I've known. Fabi, to be honest, is someone that just didn't reach out to me as much as I really would have hoped he did. I tried reaching out to him, but it just never really worked out. So I was never able to get that solid of a connection with him. That is why he ended up going that round, just because like I never really knew where I stood with him, and we really weren't able to talk as much in the game, unfortunately. So that's pretty much what I know about Fabi. We just never made as much of a connection as I had hoped. And obviously that's a two-way street, but like that's kind of where I'm at with him.
Okay, and Trevor, or not Trevor. Trevor, I saw Trevor. So Trevor messes the group chat. Sorry, Kevin. Kevin, what's my favorite movie?
Oof. Your favorite movie?
Your
is
favorite
The
movie is All That
Hangover?
Jazz. Your favorite movie is All That Jazz.
Yes.
I remember that. What's my favorite
Yes,
movie? I told you right after you told me that.
Oh shit! As good as it gets. As good as it gets. That's what it was.
As good as
Yes,
it gets.
As good
All
as
right.
it gets. Jack
Okay.
Nicholson. I just
Same
remembered.
question. Okay, same question, but about Lakin. Something that you learned about Lakin in the game.
Lakin has a young nephew. She likes horror movies. She's just started her senior year of high school. She said this was her first org game. I don't know how true that is. Lakin, her mom's a nurse. No, her mom is a school nurse. That's about it.
Okay. And
Other than jobs and
something
whatnot.
that you learned about me in the game.
You really like the 30 for 30 OJ Simpson documentary that I still have not finished.
For all those people watching, the 30 for 30 OJ Simpson documentary is amazing, and he killed those people.
I gotta watch
Yes,
that.
he
I've
did.
heard good things.
But once again, congrats to both of you. My vote for a person, I promise you, is not a vote against the others. So if you do not get my vote, just know that it was more, I thought the other person did better with the situation that was given to them. So congrats to both of you again, and thank you to production, and I'll see y'all soon.
Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you, Andrew. Our next speaker tonight is Mr. Hearn, who is a self-proclaimed sexiest cast member.
Hi,
Hi,
Hearn.
Hearn.
You're muted.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, you're good.
The hottest cast members next. So if we're gonna shade me, let's get it correct. So hey guys, today I'm wearing my I think Coolsville sucks shirt. So that sucks. Let's get into your games. I'm kidding, of course. I think you guys played great. But the major thing for me about finales is self-awareness and kind of really owning the gameplay that you guys had this past few weeks. And I think that the funniest thing was you both raising your hand for like the majority of the jurors, which means to one of you has probably the worst self-awareness of the entire cast. And I think the one thing for me about this game and about this finale is you both kind of came in with almost roughly the exact same pitch of I played really low-key, but secretly I was the mastermind. But the problem for me is that there's a disconnect in that you guys pop yourself up as playing this like super subtle, super influential game, but the jurors that come in, I haven't seen that from them. I haven't seen them backing that up. So my question to you, Kevin, And you
Yes.
only get 2 sentences because you have a tendency to ramble. So I want this nice, short,
I do.
and concise. So I want you to give me a Kevin Falk movie review about Kay's game. So like grade it and then like do the little thing you do on Facebook where you give like write a sentence about it.
So Kay got voted out week 2, stuck close to her partner, mostly did what her partner was saying to do. And then she finally, she made a move at 5. She didn't have the correct information on the idol or whatnot, but she did in fact get Lakin out, and I will definitely credit her for that. Ultimately culminating in her winning the final immunity and getting to this point. It's a solid game. I don't think it's an amazing game. It's probably like a B or a B minus. That's probably where I'd go with it.
Okay, that's fair. So then moving on to Kay, I kind of found the speech the funniest. You kind of came in saying you were this big threat coming from the battle back, and honestly, the majority of this time in this game, I honestly forgot you were playing. It was kind of a funny thing with Nick earlier mistaked you for Casey, and I think that was kind of me in this game a lot of the time. Was when I was like, oh, who's left in this game? You were always the last person I thought of. And I don't really see you as this bigger threat as you keep proclaiming yourself to be. So I think there's been a disconnect there. So my question to you is, you kind of feel like you've played this super, super low-key game. So I want to know some play, because you come back, you have to play, in my opinion, over the top. I think you have to play for 2 people when you come back in a battle back, because you have to make up for that previous loss. So I kind of want to know one instance where you went over the top. You played a very exaggerated game move. You did something wild and crazy and kind of played enough for 2 people.
I secured my trust with my partner when I handed him my idol to see if they matched. They didn't. He handed me my idol back. Talking to Casey and Lakin had a piece of an idol, and I already talked to Mike. Mike said he had 2 pieces. I said, Lakin, I have a piece. I'm going to send it to you. Let's see if it fits. It fit, so she got to hold on to the idol. I knew she had it. I said enough of, I don't think she has it, to try and throw people's votes off so it didn't come onto me. So that's where my thing was I knew Lakin had the idol, and I had to throw it off. So, but my thing was I gave Lakin gave my piece of my idol to secure her trust in me.
Okay, cool. Nick, how much time do I have left?
You have like what words? You have like 2 minutes left.
Okay, cool. So this is a really Michael Hearn question. I do this every single time.
Oh God.
But give me a compliment. Compliment me.
I like your ability to get along with everybody.
Thank you. Kevin?
I really like the way you handled your HOH on BB week. I think you did a really good job at getting out the target that you needed to, and especially making me feel like you weren't coming for me because I was told otherwise. So I think you did a really good job with that BB week.
Okay, no, that sucked. Keep it about me, about me. Compliment me, not my game. Kevin. Okay, we'll give you another go.
Okay, I think that music videos that I've seen you in, you absolutely kill it in those. Whether it's Big Fun, whether it's Single Ladies, Michael Hearn is always a standout, and Michael Hearn is someone that will always be entertaining, no matter what video he's in. Even if it's shit, you can definitely you will definitely get something memorable from Michael Hearn, and I think that's something that you should take note of.
Thank you. You're absolutely correct, both of you. So I'm done. Kevin literally told... No, not Kevin. Again, confusing straight man. Trevor told me to take it off the stage, so I'm going to do so. So good luck, guys. Whoever wins, I guess you deserve it because you got the majority of the votes.
Thank you.
And have fun.
This is rough.
Thank you,
I
Hearn.
know.
We're waiting for our next speaker of the night. Is that the right person? I think so. Are you? Who's the snake?
Me.
Okay. You are free to begin whenever you wish, Trevor. You have 7 minutes.
Hang on. I don't know why video's not working.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did he know his video wasn't?
It's Trevor. It's me. My video's not. I'm trying my.
It did that to me earlier.
Yeah, it's really annoying. I don't know why it does that. Thankfully, I haven't had that issue, but that's annoying.
Okay. Can I try leaving and coming back real quick?
Yeah, I won't start your time until you're 7.
It's a child.
I have 5 of them.
I know.
You're okay, honey.
Okay. There we go.
Hey.
Hi, Trevor.
Hi.
Oh.
All right. You can start my time, Nick.
Okay, you're free to go.
All right. Well, congratulations. You guys did what I could not do. So I have to give you props for that. When I watch, final tribal councils or final things like this, I always appreciate the honest people that like the honest jurors that are just brutally honest, and that's my big thing here. My theme. I want it to be honest tonight. Okay. I have 7 minutes, which is an insane amount of time, but and I'm not going to be narcissistic like the previous guy that was asking for compliments. It's not going to happen. I already know. I already know I'm great. So here's my deal.
You are pretty
okay?
good, Trevor.
I came in. Nice kissing ass, Kevin. I came into this thinking, okay, I just got voted out. The only people I would probably vote for are Casey, Lakin, or Andrew. And you proceeded to vote all of them out. So, my dilemma. I have to vote for one of you. Okay? So, here's my understanding. Kevin, I'm going to start with you. Kevin, to me, okay, your game was very much a yes man. Okay? In the beginning, you told me, we're going to the final 2. Also, I find it strange you're going to vote your final 2 out at 12, but I digress. You and Gray were close, okay? And I felt like Gray was kind of the one in charge of that alliance. You were saying yes to them. Once Gray went home, you started saying yes to Casey. Once Casey went home, you started saying yes to Lakin, and then at that point, it kind of gets lost to me. So with you and Jacob as your partnership, which that does help you. You and Jacob having a good partnership. So my question is, why is that thinking wrong? Because this is my juror perspective. I changed my mind as to why you were not a yes man. And Kevin, Hearn said it. You are rambling, and it might cost you. Just take a breath. You're good. Okay. Just tell me why you were not a yes man.
All right. I do think that is a good perception to have, because I do think to people it could be perceived that way, but I don't think I am a yes man, because coming into this, one of my strategies was that I wanted to find one person that I could get on a call with every single night and talk strategy with them. They would give me ideas, I would give them ideas, and when it comes to Gray, I was talking to them about a lot of things I wanted to do. Gray was pretty new to this, and they had played like one game with me prior. They were first boot, and so I really wanted to get to see them play, and I would talk to them about what we could do. I pitched the idea of let's go to a 3 with Casey. Casey wasn't down for that because she was worried that she would be on the bottom. But Casey was upfront and honest with me about that. And so I was like, okay, Casey, trust me. Let me use that to my advantage. I would get on calls with Casey. She would pitch things. I would pitch things. I didn't agree to something unless it was beneficial for my game. Your vote, for example, it was beneficial at that point because I needed Lakin in the game. And I knew that you were super good with Lakin. And I think that you were definitely like getting in the way of that. And I think you also absolutely could have won this game. You were so likable. You had a really strong arc at the end of this game. And you went solely based on, how things were going for me at that point. And also I had made a prior agreement with Lakin because she wanted to take Casey out actually instead of you. And I said, okay, we get Trevor this round, we can get Casey next round. And that's essentially why I had to end up playing the game that way. So I know it can look like I played a yes man game, but trust me when I say I would never agree to something unless it was beneficial for me. Like I said, with Jacob, for example, Casey wanted to take him out a lot earlier than that. And I wasn't for that. Like I wanted us to try to work with Jacob. I wanted to get Jacob in there because I knew he was beneficial for my game. The Fabi vote, I was the one who came up with that. I said to Casey, hey, we got to take out Fabi this round. She, I was the one who kind of pitched that idea. So that's why that ended up happening. There were many things that I would pitch to her. There were times where I would tell her, hey, I think you're coming at this the wrong way. I don't think I don't think this is the right thing to do. So I didn't just agree to everything she said. And then with Lakin as well, I didn't agree to things that she said either. I think that we played very similar games for sure. I think the difference is that she had advantages and I didn't. But I do think that we did play very similar games in that way to the point where Lakin is someone that I took advantage of that connection. So I do think while I could be seen as a yes man in general, I don't think I consider myself one because I didn't agree to every single plan. And like I said, a lot of the ideas were pitched by me as well.
Okay. Thank you. Kay. I know a lot of the jury's perspective is that you've been voted out, and you were able to win your way back. But a lot of people in the jury have been saying that you were basically, just a number. Okay. Mm-hmm. Tell me why. There's two options here. Either tell me why I should vote for that kind of game, or tell me why that's not true and I should vote for you.
I used myself as a number to get out the people I needed to get out. And then when it was beneficial for me, I went to the people I needed to go to turn it on the people that I had been working with. So I was able to get out Lakin and KC. So, and those were the two women I was most aligned with outside of you.
Okay, you didn't. I'm just genuinely. I have enough time, Nick. Right? I'm just gonna assume I am.
You have a minute.
Okay. Who did you vote for at my vote? Did you vote for Lakin or me, or Casey or me?
Casey.
Okay, I really don't care. I was just curious. And then
no, when I said you were my number one, and okay. I never went back on that.
Okay. My last thing real quick. This alludes to Andrew's question, which is why I love his question. Kevin, in one sentence, and I will cut you off if I need to. Do you think you played a good social game in this game? And we have one sentence.
Yes, I think I very much, I think I did. I think I did because of the connections that I was able to make with Casey, with Lakin, with Jacob, and especially the fact that all of them felt so good with me to the point where they would tell me things and I was always gaining new connections. I think I had a really strong social game overall. I think, so yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, same question.
I have a much better social game than Kevin did. Kevin didn't even know I had 5 kids till last night after I brought him to jury. Between Casey and Lakin, they always said Kevin had no idea what was going on in the game because they were controlling his votes. They knew his social game wasn't there, and that's why they latched on to Kevin as an extra vote. And that was said when we were on the tribe together after I won my way back into the game.
Okay. Thank you guys. And I wanted to say this for a long time. Gray was right. I was a snake, but they found out way too early. They were not supposed to know that at that point. So, all right. Good luck, both of you.
Bye, Trevor.
Okay, we are waiting for our next juror. Thank you, Trevor.
Hi, Lakin.
You straightened your hair.
Muted.
You're muted.
I'm muted. Yeah.
You're not now.
Okay. Thank you. I did straighten my hair for school. Okay. So I have a few questions and I have a few things to say. Kay, you just said previously that you got Casey out, which is wrong. I'm the one who put that out there. If I wouldn't have put it out there, you wouldn't have got it. So that's just something I have to say about that. And Kevin, I believe you played a good social game. You did play a little bit of a yes, ma'am, but towards the end you started getting there, and I'm happy about that. But the questions I have for you guys are, first I'm going to ask Kevin.
Yes.
If you would remove any jury member, who would it be and why?
I would have probably removed Fabi just because he just didn't reach out to me much in the game. And I don't think he made as much of an effort to connect with other people as others did. Like, I think everyone else, there is a specific reason, like, and I just don't think that he had as many, had as much, in terms of those social connections that other people did. So I would probably remove Fabi just because in general, I just didn't know where he was at most of the game.
Yeah. Okay. Now, Kay, same question for you.
Mine would unfortunately also be Fabi because no offense to him, the time zones is difficult to manage. He wasn't around that often, and that's why on the vote out between me and him, I voted Fabi and he voted me.
Okay, Kay, I have one more question for you. So you obviously won yourself back in that thing. Why didn't you try harder after you got one back?
I had been previously voted out, and I knew playing this game for as long as I have played, if you try as hard as you were in the beginning, you're going to get voted right back out. So I had to down my game in order to not get voted right back out.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, one more thing. I don't really have too many questions. I just wanted to state some things, get some things out there, see what I was thinking and everything. So I want you guys to give me a few compliments, like 2 each, because I think ass kissing counts in this, and I want it. So.
Okay, I'll start. Lakin, I think that you are absolutely the nicest person on the entire cast. There were just so many times I would go on calls with you, and I was like, she's so nice. I was easily able to gravitate towards you because of it. I love your passion for video games as well and things like that, because it's very similar to like my passion for movies. Like the way that I think about movies, and I'm always trying to get people to like watch movies or recommend more to them. It's very similar to like your passion for video games and like just how much you wanted me to try to play with you or get me into games like Fortnite and things like that. I know you want you. I will eventually get on it. I will eventually buy a Switch when I have that money. If that money comes my way, maybe that's what I'll end up using it on. But yeah, yeah, so I really do admire your passion a lot because, like I said, it reminds me of my passion for movies.
Thank you. That was some beautiful ass kissing. Kay, your turn.
Mine will be based on your gameplay because I haven't seen someone play like you in a very long time, and that is very scary. I've been playing since 2018, so whatever the math is on that. And I told Andrew, I said, she is a force to be reckoned with because I didn't fucking see half the fucking things you were doing, which never happens to me. So I just want, and I even told you that before you got voted out.
You did.
So
You did.
that's
I love
just not
this.
me trying to kiss your ass. That was me being straight up with you. And
Bro,
that's
I
how
asked you to kiss my ass. I love this. This is great. Oh, that was great, guys. Those some beautiful answers. I wish both of you luck. I think Kevin, no offense to you, I think Kevin has done a little more in this game at this moment than you have. But you're giving good answers. You're talking yourself in there. So keep going. You got this. And there's I don't know how many people are left to ask. I didn't do the math. But I wish you guys good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Lakin.
See ya.
Unfortunately,
Oh,
Fabi is unable to make it, so Casey, you can close us out.
You're muted.
This keeps happening.
Hello.
Yes.
Oh my God, I'm so happy to see you.
Can you hear
Yes.
me? Okay, it was actually my
Yes.
headset. So I just want to say congratulations on Final 2. I know that a lot of us worked really hard to get there, and you two are the only two that made it. So big props to you guys. The only, I'm unsure about a lot of Kay's game. I want to start out with saying that in the end, you said that you thought that you could beat me. I want to know strategically what you did that you think that.
I think it came down to your social game and how you approached people and my read on how they felt about you. I think that me going to the final 2 with you would have hurt you because my social game wasn't so bam, 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 bam. That's
So
me.
I hear what you're saying on that, and I want to know why you wanted me to vote, why you wanted to vote me out over Trevor. Why Trevor, whenever he was voted out that round, didn't even think about voting for you to win. He said Lakin, Andrew, Casey.
Mm-hmm.
So if I had a bad social game, I know that I definitely blindsided people, whatever. I played the game. If I had a bad social game, then why did your duo want to vote for me to win?
Because of the hard moves you were making and the strong moves you were making, but I think you made them too soon, in my opinion, because it ultimately everyone saw your cards and you were voted out because of it.
So I want to know strategically what you did to get to final 2.
I gave my trust. I was straight up, and y'all knew that I had the idol or the piece of the idol, and I gave it to Lakin in front of you, so you knew that I trusted you, and that you wouldn't think I would go behind your back when I did.
Okay. I think that the biggest reason you're not getting my vote tonight is because your partner didn't even think about voting for you, even after he was voted out, and you voted to keep him. That's why you're not getting my vote. Kevin, I do agree with what you're saying about Jacob. He was definitely one of my top 3 targets. I've got lots of sticky notes in my distortion chat, but Jacob was definitely a top 3. He was someone that, towards the end, I was like, wait, are Kevin and Jacob working together? After I was out of the game, I was starting to realize that you two just kept, getting a little bit further. I want to know what you said to me, I guess, at the beginning, or what you did to make me not want to target Jacob as hard and want to target Trevor and Hearn.
I very much brought up the fact that I didn't think Jacob was as big of a threat. I talked about how I think that Trevor is someone that is in a very good position. He's so likable and things like that. And especially BB week, you know, when Hearn won that HOH, I think that pretty much solidified the fact that we needed Hearn out at that point. So I think, you know, early on you said we had to get Jacob out, but I brought up Hearn and Trevor as other options because while I did feel good with them, I did not feel as good as I did with, say, like you, Lake, and Jacob. And I knew that I needed you guys, and you also needed me in order to get farther into the game. And I think that's what ultimately we needed to do. So I think I did a pretty good job with persuading you to get him on our side.
I agree with you on that. I made a full-blown alliance with Jacob, even if it was just to vote out Trevor. Like, eventually I was starting to trust Jacob. And even though I did still feel like he was a wild card, I felt like a lot of that was because of you. And that ultimately is what got me voted out, was not probably taking out Jacob early on or Andrew early on. My only other thing is, like, I think that we're confused on what happened before merge, and I want you to be upfront with that because the jury does not want you to bullshit about any part of your game because we can see right through it. We know exactly what happened.
Oh, yeah.
How did you get to merge, and how did you take out Mike?
How did I get to merge? So essentially what ended up happening was I took advantage, like I said, of the connections that I had. I originally, I will admit, my plan was to make a 3 with you and Gray. I wanted that to be a thing. Once that third swap happened, you know, I talked to Gray literally before they were voted out. I said, we can make this 3 with Casey. It didn't happen. Gray obviously got voted out then. You then told me why you voted out Gray, and I appreciate that. I liked how the next round would end up happening. Yes, the next tribal we had, we were originally going to actually vote for Kay, just because of the fact that at the moment, Kay just was being very quiet, and we just didn't really feel good with her at all. I had another alliance with like Mike and Lakin. Because of that, it was called the Cyrus Squad, and we were going to try to do that. However, the way that Mike was playing the game wasn't very beneficial for me. The way that he was playing constantly, you know, I was pinned against him. It was very much him
Mike
telling
out?
people.
I know you're saying these things, but what's the actual reason that you voted Mike out instead of Kay? Let's be honest here.
Okay. The main reason that I voted Mike out is 2 things. One, it's because I was originally planning to do it. I knew that him getting to merge was a very scary thing. And the second one is because you came on call with me and you told me, hey, it's between you and Mike right now. And I was told, like, if I tied it, that Mike would essentially, you know, that I would end up going and that Mike would have stayed.
That's the answer I'm looking for. Thank you. Yeah. I think those are the only things that I have to say. I've got my answers. I kind of already knew where I was going to vote, especially after hearing Trevor say that he wouldn't have even voted you to win. I think that socially we were in some alliances, Kay, but you didn't really talk with me on like a day-to-day basis. And I know that you had actually missed voting even one round. And for me, I want someone who has showed up, who's been here, who's been wanting to win, who I've been watching, who I've been playing alongside. So I'm super proud of the game that the person that I'm going to vote to win played. So congratulations, guys.
I love you, Casey. I love you.
Thank you, Casey. Words. Okay, so we're gonna go to closing speeches now. We're going to flip. Kay, you'll go first. Kevin, you will go second. And
all right.
Yeah. Okay, jury. I know where a couple of you are voting, and I respect that. I will stay true to my lessening my threat level. I just recently won a game last week, and a few of you knew that. So I could not show that I knew I had to play dumb. I have no idea what's going on, but I knew half the time what was going on. I'm having a brain fart because I'm high. I won when I needed to win. I felt secure in the votes that I wasn't going home. I didn't get that, oh, I'm going to go out. Nope. I had no inkling. I was secure that I wasn't going to go home because a few of you needed my vote. And I knew that. And I knew that I needed to flip on you when I needed to flip on you. So, and Trevor, he was my duo. And that's when I say I'm with somebody, I'm with somebody. So, and that's my game, is I was truthful up front. I told you all what was going on. Whether you listened to me or not, That's it. Thank you.
All right, so all right, I'll go ahead. Okay, so like I kind of alluded to before, there were 3 main components in my game that I think really got me here. One of them was very much, I think, a skill one. I think I was very skilled in this game. I always had a good idea of what was going on every single round. The only vote I was left out of in the merge was the BB round. I did vote for Peyton to stay in the game because I was in an alliance with him and Casey and Trevor. I wanted to keep that alliance together. But I do think strategically it was good to get, it was a good thing for Peyton to go there just because of the fact that he was a big threat for many of us. But me personally, I did not want him to go there. But every other round, I pretty much voted correctly and things like that. But the other big component of my game, I think, was adaptability, especially with the way this game was done. I flipped a lot in this game. I started off, like I said, with Gray being my closest ally. Then they got voted out, and I did gravitate towards Casey. But it was never because I just wanted to listen to everything that Casey said. It was because this is someone that I can put, that has implicit trust into me, and I can put implicit trust in as well. And I use that to my advantage. Same goes with Lakin. Same goes with Jacob. And I think that's something that worked really well for me. And the big factor is trust. Trust is something that's very important for me because in other games that I've played, I have not fully trusted people. I've always had that fear that they were bullshitting me. And I never really felt that in this game. I just I accepted what they told me and didn't try to let it get to me too much. And it ultimately did work out. I accepted what they told me, hoping that they would do the same for me. I didn't try to question them or anything like that because I needed them to know I was on their side. And by doing that, you know, they told me things that they really shouldn't have. Casey tells me about alliances she's in with like Lakin and UK and Andrew. Lakin tells me about alliances she's in with like Trevor. Like these are not necessarily things that you should be telling me, but they did. Meanwhile, I'm leaving things out about my connection with Jacob, about other alliances that I had in the game. I was always in an alliance in this game the entire time, whether it was Gen 6, Trio of Champions, El Quattro that I mentioned. There was a group called Triple E that was me, Casey, and Lakin, and then all the way to the end, OG Cyrus to the end, me, Lakin, and Jacob. I always had some sort of alliance in this game, and yes, you can say maybe I was protected from that, but I think it's because of the good social standing that I was in. I always had a connection. I had more people coming to me every single round, telling me that I was their number one, telling me that they wanted me to know this piece of information, whether it was Lakin's extra vote, whether it was her idol. I knew about all of that stuff. None of that was new to me. And I just acted like it was because of the fact that I needed to not show my cards. I needed to not show that I was with Lakin. I needed to not show I was with Jacob, but I was able to get them all in there. And it did, in fact, get me to this point. Trust. So like I said, trust, adaptability, and also skill. That's what really got me to this point. I am very proud of this game I played. No matter what happens, I think I played a really well-rounded social and strategic game. Yes, I definitely lacked in the physical aspect. I'm not good at comps. I'm not going to pretend that I am. That is something that Kay did very much excel with me at. But I played every single round as actively as I possibly could. I tried to get in with people. Even if there wasn't something there, I tried to make some sort of connection. And I think it ultimately did get me to this point. And I couldn't be happier with the way that I did end up playing. I outplayed, I outlasted, and I outwitted everyone by getting to this point. And by doing that, I do hope that I can, in fact, win your vote tonight. And because it's a Pokemon theme, I'll just end with saying I hopefully did, in fact, and I think I did, catch them all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you to both of you. Now the power is officially out of your hands. It is in the hands of the jury. Jury, if you have not voted yet, please vote in your production chat, and we will have results in the next couple of minutes. So just hang out and relax.
Are we still live?
Yes, we're going to read votes live.
All right. Good luck, Kay. That was brutal. That was brutal.
No,
I didn't
you
know
did
how that was
really
going to go.
well. You did really well.
No, you did well too. You did more than I thought, and I appreciate that. You did more than I thought.
This is the first time I've been at the end.
Yeah, this is the first time I've been here too. Like I've been here for like minis, but like never with orgs, and that's something that like I was very nervous about. So,
I've been in the
I'm not...
finale probably times, and I've won 4 games. So you did very well. I'm very proud
Thank
of you.
you. I appreciate that. I'm very... Well, let's just get to the votes, I'm very
I think you already know.
I don't normally get nervous, but like, I am with this. And maybe it's because, there's money and things like that, but like,
I always forget there's money involved until the end, and I was like, oh yeah, we were playing for money.
Yeah, there is.
Did Fabi
sorry, I ramble. I talk a lot.
Okay.
Yes, Bobby pre-voted.
Okay.
Are we allowed to talk or no? Maybe not.
You guys can talk, but you can't reveal your vote.
Of course.
Oh, welcome back.
Hello.
I've had a bottle of wine, so ignore me. Just sitting here, like fucked up.
I just got a nice bottle of water right now.
I'm like debating, like, should I line up on YouTube? Fuck it. What are they gonna do?
I mean, why not? It's like celebration for whoever
Why
wins.
can't I see Kevin? I want to see Kevin.
I want to see. Well, I see Lakin, but like, hi Lakin.
I think people are enjoying.
It's great to see y'all again. By the way, like this is
So
like
good.
easily like my favorite cast I've played with. Like there's this like so many of you are just like so chill and fun, and that's something
Kevin,
that,
we
like,
already voted
I
you
really-
after.
No, I'm just saying this is
I'll
Yeah.
take, I'll
this
take
is without
that.
Hey.
And I like it. I like it.
They weren't allowed to join until they voted.
And so we voted.
Oh yeah. No, this is without voting. Like.
Trevin.
Hey, T-Dog.
No, this has been a good cast for sure. I've made some really good friends.
Yeah,
and I look
no.
forward to playing maybe some orgs with you
For sure.
guys. I had one person who was a bad experience for the rest of his time. So
I'm sorry for
Literally,
being a bad
this was just
experience.
such like a good, like well-rounded cast. Like all of y'all were just you kept it game. You didn't try. Well, most of you didn't get like overly personal or anything, and you just let us play. Like, and I appreciate that.
Oh. Okay, by the way, this is my first game. I remember you said that earlier, but I probably said this is my first game. That's the truth.
My only issue was the best player came in 7th place. That's my only problem with the season.
because
You did play really
the
well,
better
Trevor.
player
You should be
took the
proud.
7th place.
Thank you. I mean, like I said, I hosted 5 seasons of a show, so I feel like I should be okay.
Right.
But playing it is it's. I've never been in a position where I don't know everything that's happening, and I did not like that. So
You didn't like that you didn't get distortion.
no, because I would want the game. I got
Wait, how
distortion.
come when that happened you didn't take the hint that you were gonna get voted out, bruh?
I think
No.
I have the most advantages in
Yeah.
this game.
I took the hint, but like
There
I
were a
said,
lot.
it was either Lakin's with me or not with me. And if there's nothing I can do. If she's not with me, I'm going home. I can play patty cake all I want. That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I still love you.
Yeah. No.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you're
Okay.
a really good
I
liar.
do. Don't.
Yo, Lakin's a good
Alright.
liar. She got me.
I
got me.
legitimately love this whole cast. Like,
She-
You're scary. Like, I don't want to play with you again because you're fucking scary good.
I love Lakin.
I have.
Oh
The
shit!
vote?
Hey.
I have.
Where's Jacob?
Oh shit.
Where is Jacob?
I don't know where Jacob is. He did vote.
Shit.
I have
Good luck, Kay.
for a winner. I have a bunch of awards to give out. So let's get to the fun part. You guys, for the first time this game, want to see your name. And I will start to reveal the votes. Our first vote is from Fabi. Fabi has voted for Kevin to win this season.
Oh my god.
Our next vote is from Peyton. Peyton has chosen Kevin to be the winner. Hearn has voted for Kevin to be the winner.
Oh my god, Hearn, I love you so much. Oh my god.
Trevor has voted for Kevin. Casey has voted for the winner of the Experiment Distortion World.
Oh my god.
Kevin.
Go, Kevin.
Good job,
No.
Kevin.
And yes,
I love
I can
that.
reveal, if I can get this, Andrew, Lakin, and Jacob all also voted for Kevin.
Unanimous, bro. Let's
Unanimous.
go.
Oh
Kevin
my
is our
god.
first unanimous winner of the series. Congratulations.
I don't want to flex.
told you
like,
you were gonna
oh
win.
my god.
Flex,
My
Kevin. I'm so
first
proud
mini
of
win
you.
was unanimous, and my first org final 2 unanimous. What the fuck? Like, thank you
Dude,
guys.
My vote was.
I was worried.
That makes me
I was
happy.
worried. I was like, Kay's giving some good answers. Like,
Yeah, Kevin, I'm not gonna lie.
Kevin, you were pissing people off.
Oh my gosh, the Bear was ripping you apart in that chat. We were like, what the hell was he saying? Like,
My
I was
man
like,
rambles.
I was
The
like, okay,
review-
Kevin.
The review was spot on about Kay. I just don't know why you couldn't do that by yourself, Kevin.
Kevin, just take a breath and answer. Okay, and then talk for 2 minutes straight. I'm like, okay, he learned nothing clearly from what I just told him.
Okay, I have some
no,
awards.
man, I have an issue with that. I've done YouTube videos for years. Like, I just have an issue with like rambling, you know. So I was so worried. That's why I didn't do like one of those.
Look at
Like, I
Nick.
didn't write my speech.
Nick, cut him off. Cut him off, Nick.
Kevin,
Put
I'm
him
gonna go
off.
ahead and let
Just
Nick
write
talk.
something.
you guys will have forever to talk tonight. I
Okay.
want to do my awards, and then we can
Peace the fuck out, you
you want to
said.
know. So we're gonna. It's a huge stack here. So we're gonna start with our most robbed pre-juror, who give them a shout out.
What does that mean? Most robbed?
Adrian.
Robbed.
Robbed.
Who we
Jason.
like the most? Who
It's
we thought
Jason.
picking out?
A lot of
Um,
options.
Jason.
A lot of options.
It's gonna be Gray, who was like, there's only
Most
certain people
pre-jury.
active pre-jury, so
They wanted me out,
Yeah.
so.
Okay.
Okay,
Gray
next we
was
have our,
close. Sorry about ya.
Gray
Most
played
robbed
great. Gray
jury
really did. Like,
member.
I was really impressed.
this is who we thought was the most screwed over by something that happened in the game out of the
Probably
jury.
Trevor.
Yeah,
This
I would
person
say
is
so.
going to
Something
be
happened in the game would be Trevor.
Peyton.
Peyton.
Oh, okay.
You're
okay.
welcome,
I agree.
Peyton.
Makes
I
sense.
agree with that.
Makes sense. He
Skype
was on
crashed during an
vacation,
immunity
he
challenge I went home on.
Yeah.
That was
That
pretty
is
tragic
true.
as well.
That's true on Trevor.
But also, like, the
But like, you could have
Trevor.
like convinced people to keep you. I have everyone's favorite. We did all pick someone different to spread the love. If you don't, we still love you, but we can only pick so many people. Destiny's favorite is Trevor.
Aw.
Bestie.
Yes, she has to pick that, so.
Yeah, you guys have a podcast.
Barton's
Yeah.
favorite is Andrew.
Good pick. Good
Who's
pick.
Barton?
Michael.
Oh.
Julia's favorite is Casey.
Aw.
It's a bad pick.
She recruited me from Reddit, so love her.
Miner's favorite is Mr. Hearn. Cindy's
Yeah, that was
favorite,
coming.
which
Jacob.
Jacob.
Yeah.
Jacob.
We
Yeah.
thought
Yeah.
over Jacob and Cindy won. Austin's favorite, I think everyone knows who this is.
Lakin.
Yeah.
That's
Bacon.
No
Wait,
way.
does that mean
he
your
picked
Nick's
me.
favorite?
And finally, the one everyone cares about, my favorite,
The winner.
Peyton.
Oh, wait, who was Kevin's?
No.
Kevin
Eh.
got
It
the
was
win.
only the jurors.
I got the win. I don't need anything else. I got the 250.
They only picked the jury members.
Oh, I didn't know that.
We did all get jury
I didn't know that.
If
Yeah.
Austin wouldn't have picked me, though, honestly, it would have been like really fucking.
That would have been the gag of the season. I really wanted him to have not.
Next.
I was thinking about it, but
We
I was
have-
like, I guess I
Oh,
should
Austin's here
probably.
too? Okay. We have the alliance of the season. This alliance was very dominant throughout the game. They kind of had a falling out toward the end of their run, but I think they controlled a decent amount from the swap onward until their first member left. And it is the 4, which is Lakin,
Oh.
Casey, Kay, and Trevor.
Yes.
Take that, Gray.
I think I made that.
This is the worst move. To me, this was no question. Trevor does not use the veto.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
use the veto.
Aiden completely.
That was so dumb.
To keep Peyton.
Peyton
That was
would
something else I
never
did. I
have
gotta
turned
get
on
not
you.
use a veto.
My
Andrew
miss,
would've-
honestly.
Andrew would have gone home.
No, if Peyton used a veto, I think I would have went home.
I would have put, yeah, I would have
nominated.
put Katie out. I would
Yeah.
have put Katie out.
Why didn't you tell me that, Hearn?
Oh, because I was going to do it out of spite. I thought you didn't want her up, so I was going to be like, if you take him off, I will put Casey up just to spite you.
Okay, Nick.
See, I know you didn't know that, but also Peyton was definitely being
He
more loyal
asked
to
me, he
you
said, should I use a veto?
and
And I
more
said no.
influential than Andrew would have been, which is why we thought it was a little dumber.
Okay.
Trevor's
Call him
upset.
out,
I'm
sis.
sorry.
Call him out, sis.
Sorry.
I agree with it.
I agree too, Loki.
Knowing what we know now, I agree.
This is the best move. I actually had something different, but I kind of changed at the last minute. I do agree, and this is that Kevin got the target off Jacob.
Yeah.
A lot of people wanted Jacob out very early on.
I agree.
And Kevin flipping it really changed the course of the game.
I don't know. I kind of wish it would have happened. Maybe I wouldn't have been voted out, but that's okay. It's okay.
Guys, I had the plan.
Hey,
Someone
I'm not gonna
Jacob
lie.
out.
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't say this in my final speech, but I was flipping back and forth that entire final four between you and Kay. But I just ultimately realized you would have won. So
You shouldn't have realized it, Kevin. Damn it.
I know.
Of the season. This is the person we thought.
Oh, I know this one.
Ruthless. I think everyone
Come on,
knows this one.
Casey.
It's Casey.
Casey!
Yes.
Hey, that's the game I came to play.
We love a good villain. It's
We
okay.
do. Hero
No, you
of
fucking
the
killed it.
season.
Honestly, it's top tier.
I really think there was really only one person who kind of played heroic in the post merge. That's Andrew. I don't think anyone's surprised by that.
He had a good underdog story. He had a really good underdog
And last,
story.
we have Player of the Season. By default, the winner is excluded from this in our series.
It's Lincoln.
And this is the person we think played the best game, had the best chance to win if they got.
I don't think it's me.
It's Adrian.
And that is Lakin.
Lakin!
Yay.
I
didn't
will
win, but that makes me
say
happy.
that Lakin, Trevor, and Casey were definitely the three biggest contenders for the majority of the season. And they kind of started going for each other, and it kind of fucked all their chances of winning.
Literally.
Your use of they is confusing, Nick.
See,
You
here's
would
the
have to
thing.
Casey, though.
I was scared.
Everyone told me Casey. I was like, okay.
I was already going
guess.
after you. But Lakin should have stuck with me. Lakin, if
mean-
we were in a final two, you would have
Lakin not going with me. I said if I get voted out here, it's gonna go Casey, and Lakin's not gonna win this game if that happens. And look what happened. But yes, me getting Lakin's advantage is the worst move.
We
You're
thought
right.
That was the agreement we had.
At first, we thought that was going to be the worst move, was Lakin voting you out. Because we thought it was that they were not going to get Casey out right after. But everyone flipped
She
on
had
her.
me.
Everybody fucked me over. Woohoo!
At least
I didn't
at
think
least
Lincoln
now-
would flip so much, but she flipped a
least now
lot this
I'm a little-
season.
You can stop the stream now, Timmy. We've accomplished everything. Also, if you guys have anything you want to